I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to fit this to Narrowboat Laura's exhaust. While I'm doing that, why don't you see what we got up to on the Glasson flight? I might just be finished by the time you get back. Now then, welcome to the channel. I'm Saul, this is my wife Debbie, and along with Tango, we live on Narrowboat Laura. We're currently cruising on the Lancaster Canal, seeing lots of interesting things and also some interesting people. We're barely floating. Now then, and welcome to the video. As ever, I'd like to say a big thank you to all you likers, watchers and subscribers, because without you, well, I'd just be talking to myself, wouldn't I? And we're also especially grateful to those of you who take a little bit of time out of your busy schedules to comment on the things we get up to. And if you've got out to say, you've got any comments or questions or even suggestions for things we can get up to on the channel, why not stick them in the comment box wherever you choose to put it this week, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Now, you may remember we went down the Glasson flight a while ago. It went ever so well till we got through the first lock. I was pretty optimistic that the Glasson flight wouldn't shut because the levels were alright. Did my prediction come to pass? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Just to show you how far the water has dropped on the Glasson Basin. If you can see the top there, where the white sort of light coloured bit is, that's where the water normally is, and that's where it is now, behind the Waffian there. It's dropped probably about a foot, maybe a bit more. We've had a few spots of rain, but not much. We're going to need some. Even ducks are upset about it. They've shut the Glasson flight till at least the 26th, they reckon. So we'll find out whether we can move after that. It's not so bad here though. A bit far out though, planks out. It's normally for rivers that. Even though we've had quite a lot of rain, well, a few spots, we are a little bit grounded. Now you want to see how far out the water we are. That wheel there is actually, the wheel there is actually not in the water. It's dangling above. What I might do is give that side a rub and black it while it's out of the water. We got stuck not just on the bottom of the basin, but also with our daughter, who overstayed her came to visit.
I'm vlogging for you, ladies. I'm vlogging for you.
That's her there, with a voice like grating tin.
I really don't want to tip. I feel like we're going to tip. Yeah, we do. I feel like we're going to tip.
It took a while, but we finally managed to get her floating. Now, after that lovely scene there in the daytime, we had some thunderous weather come along, and I was provided this photo by my mate Steve Brocklebank, who will remain nameless, but this is what he took on the night of the storms. Absolutely gorgeous picture. So even though we've had a ton of rain, that water level is still pretty low. Look how far down she is. Normally the gunnels are in line with the towpath. So we're down a couple of foot still. So this is what we do to fill up. Any minute now, the missus will give me the thumbs up to say it's full. Any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute now. There we go. Water's full. Don't forget that. Always forget that. Gold dust them. It's round about there. And at the moment we are down 16 inch.
Hang on, let me zoom in.
Yeah, about 16 inch there we're down, or approximately 0.400 of a metre. We're supposed to be going up the locks. What'll happen? So today is the Queen's funeral. Yeah, well, here in the UK we had a Queen, now we have a King. And it's a funeral today. And it's a lovely day. Come on. We were supposed to move today, but this canal is lower than ever. I spoke to the CRT on Friday I think it was, and they said that there should be water coming down the arm all weekend, so it would be full enough for us to move. The basin will fill up. Anyway, it hasn't, so we're stuck. I'm just going to show you exactly how deep it is at the moment. I don't know if you can see, but that's how much water we're missing. You normally can't see bottom here. And that boat there's on a bit of a skew whiff and all. So we're just here at bridge number 7. And you can see how low the water is there. Normally it's up to that little buttress. That isn't something you see often on the canal. Geese. You'd think the swans would see them off. And this is the last stretch before the basin. It's a lovely little stretch as well. Permanent moorings down this side. So that's how it went at Glasson Dock. I'm still trying to figure out how to fit this thing. But I had some other jobs I had to do as well. Let's crack on. Got a bit of a job on today. We've got a leak that comes through the ceiling there, so we've just manufactured, well, Debbie's manufactured this little holder thing, but I'll soon sort that out because I'm going to stick a new chimney on. And I've also got some rope and a little bit of sealant to do that, but that's going to be a job for another day because it's dark now, so I can't do that. But this is the job we've got to do. So our old stove, unfortunately, you see that's a big crack, so that's had it. So what I've got to do is, I don't know if you can just see there, just there is, that is one of the rivets. Well, it's like a bolt, but it's actually a rivet type thing that holds, it's a bar, we'll call it a bar. The bar goes through the hinge on the bottom because ours is a drop down this way. There's the thing at the top, so it drops down like that. So what I've got to do is take those out, and then I can put the door onto the table, which is here, and we can do a bit of work, get a new glass fitted. I bought all the bits and bobs from Midland Chandlers the other day, so let's get on with it. So here we are. This is the old glass. As you can see, it's proper cracked and everything. In fact, we've been gluing this together for the past, well, we was gluing it all last year. So we decided it's time to get a new one. I have got some rope coming. I've got to go to Midland Chandlers, so I'll get that at a later date. It'll do for now, do for today. I was a bit unsure about which rope to use. I now know it's 9mm rope apparently for the villager stoves. This is either the villager huntsman or heron, one or the other. I can't quite figure it out. So what I'm going to do is, each one of these is probably going to be a bit stiff and a bit sticky, so a little bit of WD, leave that to soak for a bit, and then with a bit of luck that'll come off dead easy and I can replace the glass. I've got some of this stuff which was given to me. That's got to go round the inside, and I'm also going to cut some little tiny bits to go just here when the glass gets put back on, so that metal's not against glass, because I don't really like doing that. Any bangs or anything could crack it really easy. Well, anyway, that's what we usually do when we're dealing with any glass in my job. We try and keep it away from metal objects. Don't really like it, especially edges. Anyway, I'll get some WD on it, leave it to soak for a bit, watch a bit of telly, and then we'll go from there. So, as per usual, whenever I do anything to Laura, she always fights back a bit. And what's happened is, you just see there, that has snapped off. So there's the piece there. It just snapped off. As soon as I put any pressure on, ping, off it went. I didn't even get a chance to give it a bit of heat. So what I'm going to have to do is try and fix that onto there. I don't think I can braze it. What I might have to do is drill a hole in it and put a little screw in there, threaded bar through the two, screw it back on that way. I've had a look on eBay to see if I could buy one of these doors, and I can't find any information on it. So if you've got one of these drop down doors for a villager stove and you know where I can get hold of a door from, let me know. It'll be handy if I can't fix this one. Typical boats. Now ever goes right. And so through the power of my mate John's workshop, we've managed to sort out that issue with the broken off stud there. I'm going to do it with all of them, I think, in the end, because they'll probably all snap off because they're rubbish. But yeah, so that literally just drops through that hole and the glass will be all lovely. Let's do it. So this is what I'm going to put on before I put the glass on. It's just some thin stuff, and it sits in that little groove there. Glass sits on top of that. I also put some for behind these things as well, so the glass doesn't meet metal. That's the little bandage on there. We'll fit the glass now. So this is the glass I got from Midland Chandlers, and if you look closely there, it does say villager heron and all them. I think ours is a heron, but it's the same size anyway. It's the right size, 185 by 164. So we'll put that in there. Hopefully all will be well. There we are, that's the glass fitted. There's a new nut on there, and I've just put a little bit of wadding behind each one of those so that metal is not touching glass. It's all nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere, that. We'll refit it and see how she looks. So there we are, that's the glass fitted. Now what I've got left to do now is just got to replace this rope here because it's a bit flat. I was a bit unsure about what size to use, but I now know it's 9mm. So back to Midland Chandlers we go, and we'll see how that does. Because if I just close it up there, it still just rattles ever so slightly. And we're just going to put a bit of blacking on there just to hide that. Should be alright that though. Next thing, chimney. Lined chimney. And that's to go on to replace the other one we've got, which is in a bit of a state. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, I think this has had its day. Oh. It's definitely had its day, that. Time for a bit of cleaning up. There we go, new chimney on. Use the old top hat. They're about 15 quid each time. It'll have to sort something out so that if it comes off, it falls onto the roof and doesn't roll off. There we go. Just got to get this roof done now. So that's the stove glass fitted. There's just a few bits and bobs I've got to do. The catch needs replacing, so I'm going to get a bolt for that, and we'll do that another day. Meanwhile, I think I've figured out how I'm going to fit this by fitting this one instead. It's a big, long story. Anyway, that's for another day. So as we come to the end of this video, we've got to think about the next one. What are we going to do? Are we cruising, or are we still fixing things? Well, here's a sneaky peek. Well, as you know, we've had an absolute nightmare getting up the Glasson home. Oh, I bet there's a fair bit of swearing in that one. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why don't you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you click that little bell icon, YouTube will mind you next time we release one. Well, that's just about everything on my list. I reckon we'll call it a draw for this one. Till next time.